This week, we're going to take your standards that you've identified for the subject that you're working on. You have identified already priority and supporting standards. And this week, you're going to take those priority and supporting standards and divide them into units. And you're going to then place them into a pacing calendar for the year. Now, once you've determined your priority and supporting standards, you need to take those priority and supporting standards and decide how many units of study you're going to need. And note that units may last anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 weeks. Once you determine how many you need, then you're going to think about how long each unit needs to be. Decide if your units are topical, are they skills-based? What kind of units are they? And you need to name your units. Think about the approach you'll take to naming your units. Then after you name your units, you're going to take all of those priority and supporting standards and assign them to a unit. Some may go to more than one unit. Some may only be in one unit. Once you've planned how many units you need during the year, and you've already thought about approximately how much time each unit will take, you need to make a pacing calendar. Think, why do I need a pacing calendar? Well, you need to be sure that you have enough time to teach each unit. The guide directs planning, pacing, scope, and sequence. But remember that a pacing guide is only a guide. It may change. You may have a perfect plan and that doesn't work, so you go to another plan. As you think about curriculum development, you're going to realize that it's always fluid, always changing, especially year to year as your classes change. But this provides you a plan, and you need to refer to it during the process. Refer back to it. Once you have completed your pacing calendar, I would like for you to identify the unit that you plan on developing. Don't forget about buffer weeks. Don't forget about times that are hard for your students, like Spirit Week. Are you off for a fall break? Do you get a spring break? Parent-teacher conferences? Do you have testing that takes days away? Put all of those into your pacing calendar so that you can work your instruction around it. As you are dividing your standards up into units, deciding which units needed supporting standards to continue, which units would have which standards. You did not think about the fact that you were relying on your own educational history and the educational history of the past, probably the effects of society, and also your own personal philosophy. As you work through your calendar, you'll find that the way you arrange your time and how you decide to present your units, how many days you give for catching up, time you allow for things, all fit into your own philosophy of education, the social foundations of that education, and the way that learning is done. So enjoy making your pacing calendar this week and dividing your standards into units. Let me know if you have any questions.